Before we get started, no, I'm not a Christian. I'm a Norse pagan, but I couldn't help but notice the symbolism between the two characters. Anyway, with that out of the way, enjoy. Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the symbolism of both Batman and the Joker and how they relate to Christianity and the Nephilim. A few months ago, a friend of mine by the name of Johnny Midnight told me of a pretty interesting theory relating to the Nephilim of the Christian Bible, and that is the Nephilims looked like clowns theory. The basic idea of the theory is pretty simple. Clowns are based on the Nephilim just by the way that they dress up. White skin, red hair, and of course bright and colorful clothing with exotic patterns. And in the Christian Bible, the Nephilim are described in a pretty similar way. Red hair, extremely pale skin, and of course, bright and colorful clothing with exotic patterns. Now, how does this relate to both Batman and the Joker? Well, let's take a look at Batman. Batman is very much influenced by Christianity. His very moral code, that being his no-kill code, is obviously influenced by the very Christian concepts of forgiveness and redemption. Every single thug, every single goon, every single criminal, and every single villain he fights in the streets of Gotham are usually sent to prison, with Batman believing that they can become better people over time. And in the Frank Miller timelines of Batman, he is a Roman Catholic. And another thing I find interesting about Batman is that he is usually referred to as the Dark Knight or the Caped Crusader, and it makes sense. In every single Batman story, he's always depicted as a medieval knight in modern times. And knowing the fact that he is very much influenced by Christianity, Batman as a character, it makes me kind of view his Dark Knight and Caped Crusader titles as something a bit more spiritual, as if he is the Dark Knight of Christ or the Caped Crusader of Christ. Joker is the Nephilim of Batman's universe, with the only exception being his green hair. He is an agent of both chaos and evil, just like the Nephilim of the Christian Bible. Another thing that strengthens Joker's connection to the Nephilim is the fact that in some Batman timelines, he commits acts of cannibalism, namely the Arkhamverse. In the Christian Bible, the Nephilim commit acts of cannibalism, which is partially the reason why God floods the world. In Greek myth, even giants commit acts of cannibalism, which is also half of the reason why Zeus floods the world, though his main reason is due to King Lycaon sacrificing either one of his servants or his sons to Zeus to test if he was truly a god, with it only resulting in him being punished by being transformed into a werewolf, hence the word lycanthropy. And in Norse mythology, even the Jotnar commit acts of cannibalism, though the Great Flood is far different in Norse myth, being caused by the death of Ymir, but by the hands of Odin and his two brothers, Vili and Ve, ending the chaotic era of giants as Ymir is the father of all Jotnar. Another thing that strengthens this connection is Joker's height. Now, the Nephilim are about 9 to 15 feet in height, whilst Joker in the base Batman lore is about 6'5", whilst Batman is 6'2". Yes, the only difference between the two characters is 3 inches worth of height, but I do find it pretty interesting, especially since that in some games, such as the Arkhamverse, Joker transforms into a giant horrifying monster, or in the case of Absolute Batman, he is a literal giant demon. And this is the reason why I say that Joker is possibly the most terrifying villain of Batman's rogue gallery because of what he represents, being an agent of chaos and evil. And it's also the reason why I say that Batman is the most heroic figure in all of superhero comics because of his Christianity. To finish this video, the Nephilim and clown theory does certainly add a new spin to the phrases clown world and the world is run by clowns, especially knowing what's in the Epstein files. But the symbolism of Batman does certainly add a very beautiful and religious spin to the phrase, be like Batman. Be the Knight of Christ, be the Crusader of Christ. Anyway, to all of you, thank you for watching, and have a good day or night, depending on where you're from.